Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Krashy, and today I want to do a little bit of theory crafting on Delphox. So I've actually made 7 builds that are just theory crafted. I'm going to talk about why I want to try them out, and eventually, after we have some time with Delphox, which comes out later today, we will be selecting what builds we're going to be running. So I've made some images. We have some footage from Sobble's. The link will be in the description down below, but let's go ahead and dive into it. So the first build that I'm going to be looking to try, or one of the builds I'm going to be looking to try, is Mystical Fire and Flame Charge. Now, Mystical Fire, Flame Charge, there's obviously, and they designed the characters this way where the characters are split kind of in 2 different kits. Mystical Fire, Flame Charge kind of go together, and then Fire Blast, Fire Spin kind of go together, but we're going to start with the items. So I think that eject button or X speed will probably be best for Delphox. I'm looking forward to eject button. I like eject button a lot. But we're going to be doing Mystical Fire and Flame Charge with double glasses and focus band. This character is very much so an SP attacker. I'm expecting it to have very good scaling, so I'm kind of doubling down on that thought and thinking that double glasses focus band will be really, really good. Focus band, a really good defensive item. Maybe Buddy Barrier would be better in this spot. I'm not really sure. We'll have to wait and see. But double glasses focus band with Mystical Fire and Flame Charge is going to be something I'm definitely looking to try. The next build is going to be the exact same item setup, but we're going to be swapping our build path, our ability path, which is going to be Fire Blast and Fire Spin. So Fire Blast, Fire Spin is kind of like the magey sit back and poke, do damage, whereas the Mystical Fire Flame Charge is a little bit more on the move. I'm still expecting all of these moves to have really good scaling, so you can kind of see this is the other path of that that I'm looking forward to. So we're definitely going to try that out. Of course, keep in mind you can always try like X attack, X speed, something like that for these builds as well. This is just something that I'm thinking about. All right, the following build is going to be, now we're doing the same thing. We're going into the same builds, but we're going full damage here. This is much more that Gardevoir style of build, where we're going to go double glasses and energy amplifier, and this is going to be for Fire Blast and the Fire Spin. I think I've been calling it Flame. Fire Blast, Fire Spin, and it's going to be full damage. We're going to see what happens when you dump the Unite move and start poking and throwing damage out with this full damage build. And then again, the alternative to that is going to be the same thing. Same exact item set up double glasses with the energy amplifier, but we're going to have our Mystical Fire and our Flame Charge. Again, Flame Charge makes you move fast and gives you the ability to kind of kite around and poke with the Mystical Fire. I'm looking forward to trying that out. I think the thing about Delphox that I've noticed from some of the footage, if you can see it behind me as well, or like on the screen, is that Delphox doesn't seem to have a really long auto attack range. So I thought, maybe Flame Charge with Muscle Band might be good, and I'll probably try it, but I didn't make a build for it today because it doesn't really seem like something that I think is going to be the way that you play Delphox. Like I said, with Delphox, I very seriously expect this character is going to be SP, like really good scaling SP. I just have that feeling. We don't really know what the ability scaling is yet, but we'll wait to see. And then naturally, we're going to go into something a little bit more defensive. This tends to be played on some SP attackers as well, where we're going to have Choice Specs, Focus Band, and Buddy Barrier. So this gives us like good damage option with Choice Specs. Assuming the scaling is good, that should be fine. And we're going to go into Mystical Fire and Flame Charge. Again, same ability path, but with a much more defensive build. And then the alternative to that is going to be the same thing. Fire Blast with Fire Spin with that more defensive build. This is going to be good for laning. This is going to be good for team fighting. You're going to have those defensive options. It just depends on what the scaling is to see if we want to go more to the offensive side or keep it kind of close to the chest with a build item, or item set like this that will bring you some good value. Now, last but not least, I did one more build that I'm definitely interested to try, and I'm going to explain why. And that last build is actually Mystical Fire with Fire Spin. And this one, I could have done a whole bunch of them with all the different item combinations. I just kept it double glasses focus band. But mixing and matching the abilities, again, when you look at the design of most characters, they kind of have like a 1 ability and a 1 ability, a 2 ability and a 2 ability. Mixing and matching sometimes does work out pretty well, and I'm excited to try this one because Mystical Fire and Fire Blast are really similar in the fact that you just kind of shoot something forward. So Mystical Fire doesn't inherently only go with Flame Charge, but the cool thing about Mystical Fire, and I'm going to read you the ability, has the user unleash a special hot ball of fire in a forward direction. If it hits an opposing Pokemon, the fire will explode, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon in an area of effect. But the upgrade at level 11 also reduces the cooldown of all moves if this move hits. If it hits a Pokemon from the opposing team, the cooldowns are reduced even further. So if you Fire Spin someone to like CC them and hit them with a Mystical Fire, it's going to reduce that cooldown. So I see some kind of synergy where maybe you're kind of like throwing out, you know, more fire spins than you might normally be able to. So I'm excited to try that out a little bit to see what it feels like. And again, going to come down to the scaling, going to come down to how the character actually feels. But this character, short auto attack range, very long range abilities, especially Mystical Fire specifically, and then the Unite move, fanciful Fireworks. You know, area of effect damage, anti-heal, weakened HP recovery effects, decreased movement speed. I think that this character is looking really fun and really exciting. So this is kind of my theory crafted 7 builds, right? We're going to cut this down to like 2 or 3 once we really get into it and kind of feel out the Pokemon. But this is really what I'm thinking. I think that the gameplay looks really good. I'm expecting that this is going to be a 1-1-3 bottom lane attacker. If the character's crazy, and I think that this is important to bring up, this will definitely get jungled. It could be, not even if just the character's crazy, I shouldn't even just say it like that. If the character doesn't have a great laning phase, it could be a Gardevoir situation, because Gardevoir is, in a sense, the one like true mage Pokemon in this game. But Gardevoir doesn't have a good laning phase on Ralts, so Delphox doesn't have a good laning phase in the early, what is it, Fennekin? Is that what it's called? I forget the name of the Pokemon. But yeah, if Delphox doesn't have a really great laning phase, it could be something where we have another jungle attacker situation. I'm really hoping that that's not the case, because I really want to see this come out and be a really strong laner, but we'll just have to see. So friends, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I do want to know what builds y'all are theory crafting, what you think is going to be good for this Pokemon, and ultimately if you are interested in trying any of these out. I mean, we can always, like I said, you can always throw on an X attack. If X speed is more your thing, you can throw on X speed. Don't really see much of a reason for like full heal on this Pokemon or any of the other battle items per se, and we'll just have to wait and see. You never know. Obviously, I know one of y'all out there is going to throw out SP attack specs. It's going to be hard to stack on this character, but if the scaling's right, maybe it's worth the risk. But friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel for future Pokemon Unite content. Drop a like on the video and subscribe for future Pokemon Unite content. I literally just said that twice. All right, in any case, as always, be sure to be kind to one another. Tell someone you love them. I'll see you in the next video.